Fortunata Park here in Ormond Beach. You're looking at the Halifax River behind me, which is part of the Intracoastal Waterway. Wind's not too bad here. I do have to get that windscreen, and then it'll be easier to do it from the beach. The sound just is often not so good from the beach. I mean, of course, I could just find my windscreen. That would make things easier. Let's talk about that new book involving. Oh, you can get the sun back there, and we'll take a little walk when I'm done talking. So you get really a good view of the sun that is setting in about 45 minutes. Or now, more like a half hour. Let's talk about that new book, which talks about the young Barack Obama. This is a story sent to me by Keith Levenberg. I take everything he sends me seriously. It's in the Washington Post, so take it with a grain of salt. And it's called Before Michelle, Barack Obama Asked Another Woman to Marry Him. Now, I know what you're thinking, a lot of you, and I did put a link. No, I didn't put the link up there. It's from the Doctor of Common Sense. It came out a few days ago, and it's the one, I can't remember the exact title. I didn't put it up there yet. It's something about Barack Obama thought about being gay. It's a very fun take, which will have a different perspective than the Washington Post can officially give. Just look up the Doctor of Common Sense on YouTube. He's hilarious. Sounds a lot like Deion Sanders, by the way. So this book is called Rising Star, The Making of Barack Obama by David J. Garrow. $45 for 1,460 pages. That's long. That's 3/4 the length of Herman Wouk's two-part The Winds of War and War and Remembrance, which was about 2,000 pages. I read that about a year ago. Okay, here's from the article. Marinus' 2012 biography deftly describes Obama's conscious evolution from a multicultural internationalist self-perception toward a distinctly African-American one. These are just the parts of the article that Keith Levenberg said are must-read, and I'm just reading from that. And Garrow puts this transition into an explicitly political context. For black politicians in Chicago, he writes, a non-African-American spouse could be a liability. He cites the example of Richard H. Newhouse Jr., a legendary African-American state senator in Illinois who was married to a white woman and endured whispers that he, quote, talks black but sleeps white. And Carol Moseley Braun, who during the 1990s served Illinois as the first female African-American U.S. senator and whose ex-husband was white, admitted that, quote, an interracial marriage really restricts your political options. How did it restrict them for her? She got to be a senator out of nowhere. I mean, she was what, the registrar of wills in Cook County? Something, or the equivalent of that. She got to be a senator, I mean, out of nowhere. And let's face it, she wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. And why? Because she didn't make it in a run for president, which was utterly ridiculous. Not that any more ridiculous than Barack Obama's, in my opinion. But, I mean, I don't know. How did it hurt Carol Moseley Braun? Another thing from Keith Levenberg that he says, I have to read this quote. You can't think of anything that beats this one. Okay, the quote is, a close mutual friend of the couple recalls Obama explaining that the lines are very clearly drawn. If I am going out with a white woman, I have no standing here. Keep in mind, of course, that Obama is about 50% white and probably about 40% black because there was mixing with Arabs, Middle Easterners in his father's tribe out there in Kenya. So he is more white than black, I would guess. And Keith mentioned, ew, don't read the rest of that paragraph though. TMI, and I know a lot of you may be eating dinner around now, but I'm going to read it to you. And friends, just picture this, have fun. And friends remember an awkward gathering at a summer house where Obama and Jager, that's his supposed girlfriend, who he almost married, where Obama and Jager engaged in a loud, messy fight on the subject for an entire afternoon. That's wrong, that's not a reason. They heard, this is the part Keith said not to read. That's wrong, that's not a reason. They heard Sheila yell from their guest room. Their arguments punctuated by bouts of makeup sex. Oh, that Barack Obama is so virile. That's me. Obama cared for her, Garrow writes, yet he felt trapped between the woman he loved and the destiny he knew was his. Keith tells me this part is a gold mine. In law school, the only thing I would have voted for Obama to do would have been to shut up, one student told Garrow. Classmates created an Obamanometer, ranking how pretentious someone's remarks are in class. Well, hey, at least they remember seeing Barack Obama in law school, and college, Columbia, no one has any recollection of him actually being there. Another part, Sheila recalls that one of the few times Obama became genuinely angry with her was in Hawaii, when she heard relatives calling him Barry, and she did so as well, just for fun. He became irrationally furious, she said. He took me that under no circumstances was I ever to use that name with him. There was no going back. And if you want to see who this woman is, just Google Sheila Miyoshi, Miyyoshi Jager, Gager. Is she half Japanese or something? That's a Japanese middle name, but she doesn't look half Japanese to me. And you can see, just look her up at the Oberlin College. Oh, here's the thing I said you need to read, or you need to watch for another perspective. This guy's hilarious. It's called, again, by the Doctor of Common Sense, He's 100% Queer. New book says Barack Obama thought about being gay. And I will put the link up there now. So, I promised you a view of the sunset, the setting sun, and we're going to go take a look at that. Oh, I just dropped my jetpack. Enough of me. Let's get a nice view. Here we go. 30 seconds of walk and me shutting my mouth. Dogs. By the way, I'll rub it in some more. It's a beautiful night here. It's probably like high 70s right now. Feels good. Not too buggy. They even got some rain today, which has been rare lately, though it's not that unusual for the season. It's the summers that are wet here. We're not quite at that point. Yeah, you earned a nice view. I mean, given that you had to sit through thinking about Barack Obama's supposed sex life. Little beach here. No, I've never even gone in the water here. Whoa, was that a flying fish I just saw there? What was that? I got it on camera. So this is the Halifax River, part of the Intracoastal Waterway. About 20 minutes before sunset. What a lovely view. And there's a baby and a mommy. And there's me. And have a nice night. Thanks for watching.